All right, so you're thinking about your retirement savings, huh?
Yeah.
And maybe you're considering a gold IRA.
A big decision.
It is a
Yeah.
big decision.
Yeah,
We want to make sure you have the knowledge you need to do it safely.
for sure. And that's what we're diving into today.
We're going to be looking at this piece called Best Tips to Avoid Gold IRA Scams and Fraud
By Doug Young.
by Doug Young, who's got a lot of experience with financial investing in precious metals.
He really does.
So we want to kind of distill this down to the essentials you need to know to protect yourself.
Exactly like your focus guide.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so what we're going to do in this deep dive is we're going to give you some ways to recognize some red flags
Like right off the bat.
right off the bat. Yeah, so,
Yeah.
something's not right.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about some of the common scam tactics that people use in the gold IRA market.
Yeah, those are good to be aware of.
And then we're going to talk about how you can protect your investment.
Some reliable strategies.
Exactly. And then by the end of this, you should feel informed and secure and ready to make some sound decisions.
Sounds like a good plan.
All right, so where should we start?
Well, let's start with those red flags like you mentioned.
Okay.
It's interesting, a lot of these scam tactics, they rely on kind of pushing your emotional buttons, you know?
Yeah.
So Doug Young points out a big red flag is if someone's trying to pressure you into making a decision quickly,
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
like that sense of urgency or even using fear as a motivator.
Oh, for sure. Sure.
Legitimate investments, they'll let you take your time, think it over, do your due diligence.
Right. It's like if they're rushing you, it's probably because they don't want you to think about it.
Exactly. They don't want you to maybe get a second opinion.
Like you have to act now. That just always feels a little.
Like your spidey sense is tingling.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, there's the promises that sound just too good to be true,
Oh, yeah.
which kind of goes back to that emotional trigger. Doug Young points out, if someone's promising unrealistically high returns,
Oh, yeah.
especially with gold, which fluctuates, nothing's guaranteed.
Right.
So someone's saying you're going to get huge profits, almost certainly that's a
Yeah.
sign to really back off and be careful.
Yeah, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Right, exactly. You got to have that healthy skepticism.
All right, so we're looking out for the pressure tactics,
Yeah.
the unbelievable promises.
Right.
What are some specific gold IRA scams that we should be aware of?
Okay, so Doug Young outlines a couple of really common ones.
Okay.
One is this idea that you should put all of your retirement money into precious metals.
Into gold.
Into gold. Yeah, like everything.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which right away, if you think about basic financial health,
Yeah.
that's a red flag, right?
Okay.
Diversification is so important, spreading your risk.
Makes sense.
Different assets behave differently.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So if you put all your retirement savings into just one thing, especially something like gold, that can be volatile. You're really exposed if the market takes a downturn.
Oh, I see.
A reputable advisor is always going to tell you to have a balanced portfolio.
It's like all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. Doug Young says that's rarely a good strategy.
So don't put all your eggs in the gold basket.
Right.
Okay, so what's another common scam?
So another one is promoting what they call collectible coins.
Collectible coins.
Yeah, so this is a little tricky.
Okay.
The IRS, they have rules about what kind of gold can be in a gold IRA.
Okay.
It has to be bullion coins or bars
Okay.
that meet certain standards. They have to be pure enough. They have to be from a recognized mint or assayer.
Wow.
So the scam is they push these collectible coins.
Okay.
And they say, oh, they're rare, they're going to go up in value.
Right.
But those coins, they often have a huge markup over the actual value of the gold.
Oh, wow.
So you're paying a lot extra.
I see.
And they might not even be that liquid in an IRA.
So you're paying extra for something that might not even be worth that much in the long run.
Exactly.
Okay.
Doug Young says always check the spot price of gold
Uh-huh.
and see what the dealer's charging you above that. That's called the spread.
Okay.
Those collectible coins, they can have really high spreads
All right.
compared to just regular bullion, so you're losing money right there.
So it's like they're making money off the rarity,
Right. It's like a perceived rarity.
but not the actual.
Yeah, it might not actually translate into better returns in your IRA.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got the pressure tactics. We've got these collectible coins.
Right.
What about this high pressure sales thing?
Oh, yeah. Doug Young had a great quote about that.
What does he say?
He said, if a salesperson is pushing you to make a quick decision, it's a major red flag.
Makes sense.
Always take your time to research and verify the company's legitimacy.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's so important. You don't want to be rushed into a big financial commitment.
Right.
Legitimate advisors, they get it. They
Yeah.
know this is serious. They'll let you do your research.
Yeah, you don't get a prize for making a decision the fastest.
Exactly. There's no benefit to you for rushing,
Yeah.
but there might be a big benefit for them.
Okay, and then there's that whole guaranteed returns thing,
Oh, yeah, that's another big one.
which just screams scam to me.
Right. It's so common.
Yeah.
But it's so deceptive.
Yeah.
No legitimate investment, especially in gold, can guarantee returns.
Right.
The economy is unpredictable. Things change.
Oh, yeah.
If someone's promising you a guaranteed return, they're either clueless or they're lying.
Yeah, for sure.
So focus on realistic growth over the long term, not on these promises of huge profits that are just not going to happen.
Okay, so don't fall for the guaranteed returns trap.
Right.
All right, what about these suspicious websites?
Yes. Doug Young warns about those too.
It's like anybody can make a website these days, right?
It's true. It's so easy to put up a professional-looking site even if you're not legitimate.
Right.
So Doug Young says, look into the domain registration.
Okay.
How long has the website actually been around?
Oh.
You can find that out with a who lookup. And then look at their contact info.
Yeah.
Is there a real address? Can you call them? Can you find out who runs the company?
I see.
If they're being anonymous or the website's brand new, that's a big red flag.
So do your research.
Yeah.
Look into these companies.
Exactly.
All right, so we've talked about how to spot some problems.
Right. Yeah.
Now let's talk about how to protect your gold IRA investment.
Yeah, how to be proactive.
Proactive. Exactly. What should we be doing?
Well, the first thing, and I can't stress this enough, is research.
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 I-
Any company you're considering, you got to dig deep.
Web dive.
Look into their history. How long have they been in business? Who are the people running it? Have they had any legal problems or complaints?
So many things to look into.
Yeah, and Doug Young recommends using resources like the Better Business Bureau, the BBB.
Okay, the BBB.
Yeah, and the Business Consumer Alliance, the BCA.
The BCA.
You can see what other customers have said. Look for patterns,
I see.
both good and bad. Are there a lot of unresolved complaints? Are there issues that keep coming up? That's a sign.
Okay, so you're getting the real story, not just their marketing.
Exactly. You want the unvarnished truth.
And what about their credentials and reviews?
Oh, yeah. Don't just take their word for it.
Okay.
Check those licenses and certifications. Make sure they're real.
Okay.
And those review sites we talked about, read them carefully.
Yeah.
Are the reviews detailed? Are they specific? Or are they vague and generic?
Okay.
If you see a lot of complaints that haven't been addressed, that's a problem.
So really scrutinize those?
Yeah. Due diligence is key.
What about the costs involved?
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Doug Young is really clear about this.
Okay.
You got to understand all the costs up front.
What kind of costs?
Everything. The price of the gold, the markup, the dealer's charging you, that's the spread.
Right.
Storage fees, administrative fees, transaction fees, anything they might charge you.
Oh, wow. There's a lot.
There can be. And if they offer a buyback program,
Yep.
find out what that costs too. What's the difference between the price they sell it to you for and the price they'll buy it back?
The spread again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That buyback spread can be a big hidden cost if you ever want to sell your gold.
So you're not getting hit with these surprises later on.
Right. You want to know exactly what you're getting into.
Okay, so be transparent, be upfront.
Exactly.
All right, so let's say we've done our research. We're ready to choose a gold IRA company.
Okay, so Doug Young has some good advice for that too.
What does he say?
He says, start by asking people you trust for recommendations.
Oh, that makes sense.
Friends, family, your financial advisor, if you have one.
Yeah.
See if they've had any experience with gold IRAs.
Yeah.
And if they can recommend a company they trust.
Okay.
Personal recommendations are great because they cut through the marketing noise.
Yeah, they're not trying to sell you anything.
Exactly. They're just giving you their honest opinion.
And what about this IRS approval thing?
Oh, that's absolutely essential.
Okay.
The IRS has very strict rules about who can be a custodian for a gold IRA. So you got to make sure any company you're considering is either on the IRS's list of approved custodians,
Okay.
or they can show you proof that they're approved.
I see.
That way you know your gold IRA is legit
Okay.
and you won't have any problems with the tax man.
So make sure they're on the up and up.
Exactly. Dot your I's and cross your T's.
And what about customer service?
Oh, that's a good one. Doug Young says customer service is a really good indicator of a company's overall quality.
Interesting. How so?
Think about it.
Yeah.
If a company treats its customers well,
Yeah.
it probably means they care about doing things right.
Hmm.
So call them up, ask them some questions,
Okay.
see how they respond. Are they helpful? Are they knowledgeable? Are they quick to get back to you?
I see.
If they are, that's a good sign.
Okay.
But if they're slow or evasive or rude,
Yeah,
that's a red flag.
that makes sense.
You want a company that's going to be there for you, especially when it comes to your retirement saving.
Right. You want to feel supported.
Yep.
Okay, so we've talked about choosing a company.
Right.
What about some general financial tips for making a safe gold IRA investment?
Yeah. Some broader advice.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Doug Young says the first thing is to be realistic about your expectations.
Okay.
Gold can be a good part of a long-term investment strategy,
Right.
but it's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
All right.
The price of gold goes up and down.
For sure.
So don't get caught up in the hype about making a ton of money fast.
So no Lambos?
Probably not, no.
Okay.
Focus on slow and steady growth over time.
Okay.
And remember diversification.
Yeah, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's important to understand the gold market, right?
It is. Yeah, take some time to learn about how gold prices work.
Okay.
What affects them?
Yeah.
Things like the economy, global events, supply and
Yeah,
demand.
it's all that stuff.
Exactly. The more you know, the better decisions you can make.
So don't be in the dark.
Right. Knowledge is power.
And this is something we keep coming back to.
Yeah.
Don't rush into anything.
That's so important.
Yeah.
Take your time, do your research, understand the risks, understand the fees.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone pressure you.
This is a big decision.
It is. It's your future. So
Right.
don't rush it.
All right. What about the legal stuff?
Ah, yes. Doug Young talks about that too.
What does he say?
He says make sure any company you're considering is following the rules.
Oh, yeah, of course.
There are organizations like the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission,
Right. The SEC?
and the CFTC, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission.
Oh, okay.
See,
It's SEC.
They set rules to protect investors.
Makes sense.
Now, not all gold IRA companies are directly regulated by them,
Okay.
but it's still a good idea to see if the company has had any problems with regulators in the past.
Okay, so check their record.
Exactly.
And then there's the IRS, right?
Oh, yes. The IRS has specific rules for gold IRAs.
What kind of rules?
Well, for one thing, they say what kind of gold you can have in your IRA.
Okay.
It has to be certain kinds of bullion coins or bars.
Yes.
It has to be pure enough. And you can't just keep it at home.
Oh.
It has to be stored in an approved depository.
So there's rules about where you keep your gold.
Yeah, the IRS is very specific about that.
Okay.
And if you don't follow their rules, you could get hit with penalties or have to pay extra taxes.
And make sure you're following the rules.
Exactly. Don't mess with the IRS.
All right, so where can we learn more about all this?
Well, Doug Young has some good resources for that.
What does he recommend?
He recommends checking out some websites like Investopedia.
Oh, yeah, Investopedia?
Yeah, and the IRS website itself.
Okay.
They have a ton of information about IRAs and investing in precious metals.
Awesome.
And he also recommends some books,
Okay.
like The New Case for Gold by James Rickards.
The New Case for Gold?
It gives you a bigger picture view of how gold fits into the economy.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's a good read.
And what about financial advisors?
Oh, yeah. Doug Young definitely recommends talking to a financial advisor.
Makes sense.
A good advisor can give you personalized advice. Based on your situation, your goals, your risk tolerance, they can help you figure out if a gold IRA is right for you
I see.
and how it fits into your overall investment plan.
Okay, so get some expert advice.
Exactly. A professional can really help.
And what about these online forums?
Oh, those can be helpful too.
How so?
Well, you can connect with other investors,
Okay,
share experiences, learn from each other.
I see.
There are some good ones on Reddit and the Bogleheads forum.
Yeah.
You can find out about different companies.
Okay.
Stay up to date on what's happening in the market.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and sometimes people will share warnings about scams they've encountered.
Oh, that's helpful.
It's like tapping into a network of knowledge.
All right, so Doug Young also answers some frequently asked questions in his article.
He does, yeah.
One is, how can I verify the legitimacy of a gold IRA company?
Oh, that's a good one. And we've touched on this, but let's recap.
Yeah.
Doug Young says start by checking their credentials and reviews on those third-party websites we talked about.
The BBB and the BCA.
Exactly.
Okay.
Look for a good track record.
Okay.
And make absolutely sure they're an IRS-approved custodian.
Right.
That's crucial.
Right.
You can also check to see if they've had any problems with regulators like the SEC or the CFTC.
All right, so do your homework.
Yeah.
And the other FAQ is, are guarantees of high returns on gold IRAs credible?
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
And Doug Young's answer is a hard no.
A hard no.
Hard no guarantees in the gold market are just not realistic.
Okay.
Gold prices go up and down.
Yes.
You can't predict the future.
Right.
So any company making those kinds of promises is not to be trusted.
So be wary.
Yeah, be very wary.
All right, so as we wrap up this deep dive, what are the key takeaways from Doug Young's advice on avoiding gold IRA scams?
Okay, so the big things are watch out for high-pressure sales tactics.
Yeah, act now.
Exactly. And any promises of huge guaranteed returns.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
Those are big red flags.
Huge red flags.
Do your research on any company you're considering. Check their credentials, check their IRS approval status,
Okay.
and understand all the fees and costs before you commit to anything.
Be informed.
Be informed. Yeah, transparency is key.
All right, so on that note, here's a final thought for you to consider.
Okay.
Given all this information, what concrete steps are you going to take to further investigate and secure your financial future as you consider gold IRAs?
Yeah, it's about turning knowledge into action.
Exactly.
Protecting yourself.
It's about protecting yourself, your peace of mind, and your financial security.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Sounds good.